Let me tell you about this interesting dream. Now, you already know my dreams are always dramatic. They don't just happen, they put on an entire Broadway production. So there I was, standing inside the most gorgeous pink bar you've ever seen. It looked like something straight out of a fairy tale. Everything shimmered, everything glowed, and standing beside me was Michael. He had that serious look on his face. You know the one, the little squint he does when he's thinking. Very calm, very handsome, very Michael. Meanwhile, I looked amazing. I mean, absolutely snatched. Somehow dreamy had time for everything I never have a time for in real life. Perfect hair, perfect makeup, the smoothest legs known to mankind. The outfit flawless. I looked like I had been preparing for this moment my entire life. So there we stood together, me holding my drink as elegantly as possible, him standing beside me looking effortlessly cool. Finally, I smiled and said, "Hi, I'm Sunny." He smiled back. "I'm Michael." Simple, easy, comfortable. Then something strange happened. I heard rain, not just a little rain, a downpour. I turned toward him. "Michael, do you hear the rain?" Without even looking, he answered, "Well, who cares?" "I don't care about the rain." I looked at him completely confused. "Are you sure? The rain is literally pouring right beside you. It's coming down all over the bar." He barely reacted. "Sunny, I don't care about the rain. It doesn't make me feel any differently." So naturally, my mind went somewhere else. What about time? I haven't had enough time for us. I've had to reschedule dates. I've been so busy. Almost as if my thoughts had become part of the dream, out of nowhere. A gigantic purple clock rolled into the room. Tick, tock, tick, tock. The sound echoed through the entire bar. Immediately, I started panicking. Michael didn't. He simply stood there, watching, calm, focused, almost as though none of it bothered him. Meanwhile, I was horrified. The clock kept ticking. Time, always reminding me of everything I hadn't finished, everything I still needed to do, everything I wished I had more time for. Then the clock changed. It started glowing, sparking, crackling with strange electricity, almost like static dancing across its surface. I looked back at Michael. "Okay, maybe you don't hear the rain, but surely you see this clock." It just kept ticking, louder, tick, tock, tick, tock. Suddenly, a massive gust of wind exploded through the room. And honey, when I say I started flying, I mean flying. Not the graceful fairy princess kind either. My hair went everywhere. My drink flew right out of my hand. Everything around me started spinning. Michael reached out and grabbed my arm. He held on tight, really tight, trying to stop me from being pulled away. I'm looking around thinking, what in the world is happening? The wind grew stronger. The clock kept ticking. Then the numbers, the actual numbers, started flying off the clock and swirling around the room. Everything was spinning. Everything. My hair, the air, the numbers, time itself. Michael was still holding on to me with everything he had, but the wind became stronger and stronger and stronger. Little by little, I felt myself slipping away from him toward the giant window. He tried to keep hold of me. He really did. But finally, his grip slipped and I went flying straight out the window. Suddenly, everything became quiet. I wasn't falling. I was floating, drifting through the most beautiful pink sky. Below me sat an incredible castle glowing in the distance, almost like another fairy tale waiting to begin. I looked back. There stood Michael, still inside the window, looking at me with the same expression I had on my own face. What in the world just happened? Honestly, I wondered the very same thing, because somewhere inside that dream, I realized something. It wasn't really about the rain. It wasn't even about the wind. It was about time. Time always seems to be the one thing I never have enough of. Then everything faded to black. I wasn't asleep anymore, but I wasn't fully awake either. I just lay there quietly with my eyes closed, thinking, wishing, reflecting. I wish there were more hours in the day. I wish I had more time. I wish I didn't have to reschedule so often. I wish I could accomplish everything I set out to do. Sometimes, no matter how much I finish, it still feels like I haven't done enough. And maybe that was the real message hidden inside the dream. Not that time was chasing me, but that I'm constantly chasing time. And maybe, just maybe, it's time to stop measuring my life by everything I didn't finish and start appreciating everything I already have.